Hi everyone, this is for the Sailor Moon Crystal Act 10 review. I'm sorry that it is late. I have been busy, so if I will compare this to the 90s episode, but I don't think there's going to be that much comparison, so in that case I'll stick to the Crystal version of it. As you can probably tell, I'm recording this off my tablet because my computer, again, is giving trouble. So, let's get started. Real briefly before I start, I just wanted to probably let you guys know that out of all of the Japanese names for the series, I can only say Usagi, Ami, and Rei because I have been watching the Viz dub every single night, every single day to learn the names. So I can only say those three Japanese names. If I refer to the other characters, I will use their English names. So, let's get started. Act 10 for Sailor Moon Crystal aired on November 18th, I believe. If anyone thinks I'm wrong on that, please correct me in the comments. But it was called Act 10 Moon. I know, a kind of weird title for it, but anyway, it is following the manga, like Sailor Moon Crystal is, and it's been a while since I've watched it. I believe it picks up right at Usagi's house, and they're still discussing that they want to go to the moon with Luna and Artemis and everybody, so they're still there. So, what was it? Oh yeah, so anyway, fast forward a bit, from what I remember in the episode, Usagi's dad, which I don't know his name, but Usagi's dad brings home the silver crystal to Usagi because she asked him to put it on a necklace for her, and she gets mad at her little brother, Sammy, or I can't remember his name, but I think I'm not sure. So she gets mad at Sammy for playing her game, and they're fighting, and yeah, that's basically that. And also, Usagi's dad brings home donuts. So that's another thing he brings home that day. And then that night, I believe it's that night, Usagi, Ami, and Rei, and the other and Mina and Lita meet Luna in the park. And Luna uses her crescent moon symbol and focuses her energy on the fountain that they're standing in front of. And she's telling everybody to transform when they step into the fountain. So that's what they do. They transform when they step into the fountain, and they transport. They use the Sailor Teleport or the Guardian Teleport to go to the moon. Well, something that's different in the manga versus the 90s is when they find out about their past in the 90s, it's like episode 39, I believe, in the Deke dub, and the moon stick, the moon wand, actually teleports them to the moon back in time. That happened in the 90s. Well, in this one, they teleport on their own through a fountain at a park. And in Crystal, when Sailor Moon transforms, she has the crescent moon on her forehead. She doesn't have her tiara. So, whereas in the 90s, she had the tiara. So that's something different. Also, when Queen Serenity appears, she's more like of a hologram because, of course, she died and everything. So there's that. That's kind of similar. That they still get to meet Queen Serenity. And we learn a little bit about the four knights, or the four generals for Beryl, in this episode. We learn that when the scouts are in the past, or actually on the moon, we learn that Ami, Rei, Lita, and Nina all fell in love with the four generals, and because they traveled to Earth when Usagi, Princess Serenity, traveled there to meet Endymion. Oh, I guess that is another thing I can say. I can say Endymion, which is the Japanese name, and Serenity. I don't categorized as Japanese. I count it as another English name, so I can say those. But yeah. Anyway, so we also learn through this episode that Beryl has brainwashed the 4 generals: Kunzite, I think it's Kunzite, Nephlite, and Zoisite, and Jadeite. If anyone can correct me on the Kunzite thing, please do. So we learned that Beryl has brainwashed them to think that they work for her, and the great ruler of the Dark Kingdom, or whatever you call it, Negaverse. But in fact, the 4 generals are Endymion's loyal guards, and they fell in love with the scouts. So that's something that we did not know in the 90s. We learned that through the manga version. And in Tuxedo Mask doesn't really show up much in this episode. Yes, he gets kidnapped, so he is taken, but I'm not sure. I'll have to reread the manga. I don't think he gets brainwashed for a long period of time this time. I think it's a shorter time period, but I know that he's going to show up in the next episode. So, yeah, that was kind of like episode 9 or episode 10 kind of thing. At least that's what I can remember. So, yeah, that is all I can remember from Act 10, Moon. Well, actually, the only other thing I can recall is Queen Serenity telling Serenity, or Usagi, to be happy. And they're telling the guards, or the other scouts, to watch over her and protect her. So, yeah, there wasn't that much going on in this episode, I guess. I think this was more of a mellow episode. Overall, I really like Crystal. I think it's really good. Viz is doing a good job with Crystal. And stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of my little tidbit on that. But yeah, there you go. That is my review for Act 10, Moon. Act 11, which I don't remember the title for, sorry. It will air on December 6th, I believe. I'll have to check my calendar, but I believe that's the next air date of that. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's that little tidbit, and it's been a while since I read the manga, so I don't remember much of it. So, but yeah, that's all I can remember for that. Anything else I wanted to say before I signed off? Can't really think anything. So, I'll see you in the next Sailor Moon Crystal Act review video. Bye.